So if you watched our last video, then you already know that we are in Roswell, New Mexico, and we slept in this Walmart parking lot for one extra night because it was so windy yesterday that we couldn't get out of here.
Yeah, so we are now headed out. Where are we going now?
So we are going towards White Sands National Park. I'm so excited about being out west because there's just so much more public lands to be able to camp on. So far fewer Cracker Barrels and Walmarts and a lot more hopefully beautiful landscapes to wake up to. And so really this whole week on our way to Tucson, we're only going to be sleeping on different types of public land.
It's really going to be a great way for us to also go slow down because we will be in between cities, right?
Yeah.
So...
And we're not, the good thing is with these first ones, some BLM land is are hours away from a closest town. Where the most of the spots that I think we're going to stay are still pretty close to towns. So if all else fails, we'll still have that backup pretty close by.
Yeah. And if this is your first time to our channel, I am Rachel.
And I'm Alicia. And we are traveling the country in our camper van, trying to figure out what it means to go slow down. So we are making one last stop before we get to our camping spot, because once you're there, there's really nothing there. So campgrounds on the East Coast are nice because they're convenient, they have everything, but you have to pay. So the cost of having a free campsite is there's really nothing. So we're getting water, we got some gas, we need to stop and get propane, we're throwing our trash away so that we can go enjoy a few days by White Sands.
Another fun job. We got to empty the toilet before we get out there too. It's only been a couple of days, but we want to go. We just want to make sure everything is emptied and full, if that makes sense. Alicia, my hero. How do you feel?
I mean, I'm feeling like a little bit of like, oh my gosh, we made it.
Yeah.
Even though we've been doing this for 4 months, and we have had some other pretty spectacular experiences. Like the Lake Michigan thing was nice, but this is just so wide open, and there's like other humans too, which I kind of like. There being a little bit other humans.
No.
You know, you can stay here for 14 days. We're not going to stay here for 14 days. We're going to stay here for a few. So I'm really originally I was thinking about going to White Sands tomorrow, but I'm starting to think of just like setting up camp here and going to White Sands like on our way out of here.
Okay.
Maybe on Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yeah.
And then we can drive the hour to the next spot. I don't know. I'm digging it. That way we can set up our chairs and a rug and maybe the dogs thing so they can get out. Do the whole camping setup. You guys haven't seen that yet. So I think maybe we do the whole camping setup. It's nice. It's gonna be warm.
Yeah.
You know, you can sit outside and enjoy. And these poor dogs want to be outside so much. You know, they're gonna see the dogs over there and be going crazy.
Yeah.
But we can block it off. I have the gray stuff.
Oh, okay.
Block it off.
Yeah, I was gonna say we could have angled it a little bit different, but that's fine. We're fine.
Yeah, we're fine. Because this way we can still see the water out the back windows and the side windows.
Yeah.
And then we open this up. You know, get the whole thing.
Oh my goodness. All right, so we're gonna watch this sunset, have a couple of drinks, cook dinner later.
Yeah. This is what makes like the Walmarts and the Cracker Barrel parking lots worth it to get to places like this.
Yeah.
It's quite beautiful.
The puppies love it too.
So we ended up spending 2 nights here at this camping spot. This here is not BLM land. This is public land that's owned by the Air Force Base. that they allow you to camp on. So this is one type of public land. There's a lot of county land, things like we've stayed in the past, but this is Air Force Base land, which is pretty different because most Air Forces, they have campgrounds, but it's only if you're like in the service, but this is open to anybody. I think what we're going to tonight is BLM land, but I'm going to do some research and make sure that's the case by the time we come back.
Yeah.
In my head, we were going to spend 2 nights regardless.
Okay.
But yesterday, I had planned on us going into White Sands.
Yes.
But I think we got the best spot at this place because it's like away from other people. We still have this great view and it's like really spacious.
Yeah. And yesterday was it was a beautiful day. It
Yeah.
was cold a little in the morning, but by early afternoon it was
Which probably would have been the better
beautiful.
day to go into White Sands. But
yeah.
the thing is with public land, it's not like a campground where you can just like leave out and like come back to your spot. Some people were leaving stuff, but that's not really like the etiquette.
Mm.
The etiquette is like you pack in, you pack out, and then you come back and hope that your spot's there. If not, you find another spot. And we're trying to be, we're trying to follow that etiquette as much as we can.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to move, and then we go to White Sands, we come back and not get a good spot. So we're gonna go to White Sands today instead. So, and then we were actually talking about just staying here the whole week because it's only 5 hours to Tucson.
Oh yeah.
But we're gonna let the weather make the decision, and the weather says we should move because it's gonna rain tomorrow here, but it's not gonna rain at the next spot I was thinking about staying at. So the weather gods have spoken.
We're on the move, and hopefully our next spot is as nice as this one.
We might not find a spot. Maybe we will. It sounds like there's not a spot though by the guy who just walked it. But that's why we came early. Whenever you're parking on public land, you have to kind of come on the earlier side so that you can have a plan B and a plan C. There's some cow pies though. So there definitely were some cows in this area. So once we get out of this, if there's no spots, then we will look for our plan B. I'm assuming the road is not quite as rough the rest of this way because this guy has his whole SUV here, this whole RV. That's the thing, right? You can stay 14 days, and that's what some people do. They come and they stay for a while. So just gotta get lucky. Oh, I like this guy's little motorcycle on the back. That's nice. Those water tanks being low have not been a problem until now.
Jinx it.
Does that count as a spot?
Yeah. All right, so after that 15 minutes slow roll down that unpaved gravel road, we found the very last site in this loop.
Yeah, it's right by the road, and it's kind of, I thought it was maybe not actually a site, but it is a site. It's just really small. Thankfully, with the van, we don't need a lot of space.
Yeah.
There was another guy who like passed us who was in a larger RV, and he like stopped and he was like, I think you're out of luck. There's no sites available. And so we were like, oh, but we kept going and we're staying. So I looked on iOverlander, there's other spots around, but it's like you could get there and then there's not availability and then somebody takes this spot. So we're just we had a beautiful spot last night. It's still beautiful.
Oh yeah.
And I don't imagine this road's gonna be very busy. So I think we'll be okay. We've slept at Cracker Barrels and Walmart's.
Yeah.
We're used to some road noise.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited for the night here. And then tomorrow will be another day. So this land is BLM land. And that stands for not Black Lives Matter, although we think that's really important too. It stands for Bureau of Land Management, and it is a government agency that oversees a lot of the land out west. And you can stay here for free for up to 14 days. Some spots are more like this, where there's like kind of little campsites amongst it, and some spots are just kind of more open land. But this is our first time staying on BLM land.
Yes, it is.
And I've been really excited about this because I love free things, and this is free, and it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I feel like my van life dreams are coming true.
But it's getting cold out here, and so we're gonna head in. I think we're gonna make, probably some shrimp and grits. I think
Yeah, I
that's what
think
is
so,
for
yeah.
the night.
I want to start making tofu. Can somebody drop in the comments how they make tofu? Because I really want to experiment with it, but it's something very new to me. So if you have a great go-to tofu recipe, drop it in the comments.
Alicia has been waiting for these cows,
Excuse me.
and they're fairly close too. And the dogs are going crazy.
Oh shit. Ow.
Oh gosh, Alicia. Oh, and they hear us too.
Look at the cows. They're just free-ranging cows just hanging out.
So that was an interesting night at our first BLM campsite. It was fairly quiet and peaceful. I did wake up in the middle of the night and I heard some hooves next to the van, and I really wanted to wake Alicia up, but I was like, I'm just gonna let her sleep because she really wanted to come out here and see some cows. So what we saw some this morning, and they were really nice. They're just walking in the little valley next to where we were. And now we are headed to, what's the name of the town?
Las Cruces.
Las Cruces. Las Cruces. It's supposed to be a pretty cool town out here in New Mexico. Very LGBT friendly. And I don't know. I guess we'll have to find out.
So we enjoyed a very gay day in Las Cruces.
Yes.
Went and supported some LGBT-owned businesses, small businesses. So that's been fun. And today we're going to stay at a Harvest Host. That's another way that we stay. So far, I think in this video, we will have stayed at some public land owned by the Air Force, some BLM land, which we found on iOverlander. I also have a really great BLM book that I purchased that I'll link in the description. You should definitely check that out. And now we have Harvest Hosts, which we've talked about before, but in case you didn't hear that, Harvest Hosts, you pay 1 year annual membership is like $100, and there's a bunch of like vineyards, breweries, farms, churches all over the country that you can stay at for free. They do ask that you like go buy something at the business.
Yeah, patronize it.
Yeah, so they used to be $20. Now they say $30. This one actually just says like, please buy a bottle of wine for each night that you stay with us.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty good deal because you're gonna buy wine and stuff anyways,
Yeah.
right? So
Sounds like a good deal to me.
and the views here are
Oh my god,
pretty nice.
Yeah.
So
I feel like every time we go to a Harvest Host, we have a great experience.
yeah.
So I'm really excited to stay tonight and taste some of this wine that they have out here.
It's really funny because maybe we can do a shot, but like we were all the way over there in those mountains last night, and now we're way over here, and we can see, we have a beautiful view of the mountains, but it's almost like we can see where we stayed last night.
Like, yeah,
it's
like
pretty
right
cool.
there.
So yeah, so this is another way, another place to stay, another way to find places to stay while you're traveling. Well, we had a lovely night at the Harvest Host back in New Mexico, and then decided to wake up early and make this drive, and we're officially in another state.
We're in Arizona, and we found another place with BLM land. So
Yeah.
it was not as challenging to get up here though. This had a better road. It was like sandy as opposed to that like rocky terrain that was crazy. But it's still absolutely beautiful here.
Yep.
So we're gonna enjoy the day, do a little work, go on a hike, and
Yep.
and yep.
Yep. I found this on iOverlander.
Oh yeah.
So again, some of the iOverlander's typically my go-to, and then I'll like look to see if other people have also spoken about that spot. So it's nice because the spots are like very far apart from each other.
Yeah.
So we have a pretty good. It's not level. I would say that's the one thing with a van compared to an RV. A van that you build yourselves. Like some of the nicer van, like the RV vans, they have levelers. This does not. So we use our like go tread things to try to level, but it's still not gonna be level. But it's just one night. We'll be okay.
We'll be alright.
So yeah. Excited. It's beautiful. That's all I have to say. Everywhere we go, it's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So we had another beautiful, quiet night. That's a nice thing about being out in BLM. It's just like so quiet.
Yeah. Except for the dogs.
Except for the dogs. Our dogs are the ones that ruin the peace. But now we're headed into Tucson, and in Tucson we're actually going to stay at a campground because there aren't a lot of other options. And that's, you know, campgrounds are kind of our last resort.
Yeah.
But it's also because I'm traveling for work. Since Rachel will be by herself, it just feels safer. Yeah, at a campground. And you have hookups and not have to worry about the solar and all that stuff.
Shower.
So we're gonna go check out. I did try to find a campground that's a little quirky and interesting, so it's not just like a plain old regular campground. So we'll see how it is. But first, we gotta drive out of here on this crazy road again.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully, there's no cows blocking the way. Because yesterday when I was walking, there were cows and they were just like in the street, in the road. So hopefully we'll be okay.
No, Missy's back. She's like, I don't like this. So we're gonna end the video here. Rachel is inside getting the van ready to go, and we are headed off on our next adventure. Thank you for tuning in to this week's video. I hope it was helpful in ways that you can figure out places to sleep. It's a question we get asked a lot, and it was something I was really nervous about when we first set off, but we really haven't had any issues finding a place to sleep. Maybe it's not always that glamorous, but we always find a place. This campground was really great. Tony here is a phenomenal host and really took something and made it into this really cool spot. So again, thank you so much for watching the video. Shout out to all our subscribers. If you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to hit that button so that you can follow along on all our adventures as we figure out what it means to go slow down.